2025, and Europe was confident. Confident in its banks, its museums, its vaults, and the layers of security built to protect billions in cash, gold, and history. Across the continent, people trusted reinforced concrete, steel doors, surveillance cameras, and decades of experience designed to keep the world's most valuable possessions safe. But while security systems continued to flash green and daily routines went unquestioned, something else was unfolding quietly. In a single year, some of Europe's most secure locations were breached, not through violence or chaos, but through planning so precise that investigators would later struggle to explain how it was even possible. By the time authorities realized what had happened, millions were already gone. Police across Europe would later agree on one thing. 2025 was not defined by the number of robberies, but by their quality. These were not impulsive crimes, they were operations. The criminals behind them did not overpower systems, they studied them. They watched schedules, mapped routines, and waited patiently for moments when security relied more on assumption than vigilance. Two cases would come to define this shift, one in France and one in Germany. In October 2025, Paris was shaken by a robbery that felt almost unreal. Inside the Louvre Museum, one of the most protected cultural institutions in the world, thieves executed a daylight jewelry heist that stunned both the public and law enforcement. Disguised as maintenance workers, the criminals used equipment that allowed them to access the Apollo Gallery quickly and with confidence. Within minutes, they smashed display cases and escaped with historic crown jewels valued in the tens of millions of euros. Tourists were nearby, cameras were operating, guards were present, and yet the thieves vanished without confrontation. French investigators later revealed that the criminals had exploited a precise window of opportunity. They understood the museum's daily rhythm, the movement of staff, and the limits of response time. The robbery was completed before security could react effectively. For police, the most troubling realization was not the speed of the crime, but the preparation behind it. This was not a spontaneous act. It was a rehearsed operation carried out by individuals who understood the environment, as well as those responsible for protecting it. As French authorities pursued suspects and recovered some items, the broader lesson became clear. Traditional security measures had not failed mechanically. They had failed conceptually. The system worked as designed, just not against people who had taken the time to learn how it really functioned. Throughout 2025, police and security experts in other European countries quietly took note. In Italy and Spain, authorities warned that vaults, cash handling facilities, and high-value storage locations were increasingly vulnerable, even if no single incident matched the scale of France. These warnings did not dominate headlines, but within law enforcement circles, concern was growing. The question was no longer whether a system could be breached, but when and how quietly. That question would be answered in December in Western Germany.
Now, it's being described as one of the biggest heists in German history. Investigators are now trying to work out how thieves managed to steal valuables worth tens of millions of euros from a bank in the western city of Gelsenkirchen. Police believe a large drill was used to break through a thick basement wall to reach their loot.
Hundreds of furious.
In the city of Gelsenkirchen, the final weeks of 2025 passed calmly. Christmas lights illuminated the streets, businesses closed early for the holidays, and security staffing followed reduced schedules. Beneath a local bank branch lay thousands of safe deposit boxes, trusted by families, retirees, and small business owners to protect their most important possessions: cash savings, gold, jewelry, documents tied to personal history. For many, the vault represented certainty in an uncertain world. Late one night, while the city slept, A group of criminals entered an underground area next to the bank. They did not approach the front door. They did not trigger alarms. Instead, they drilled through reinforced concrete from below, using professional equipment designed to minimize noise and vibration. According to investigators, this process likely took hours. The absence of urgency was itself a clue. These criminals were confident. They knew exactly how much time they had. When they finally entered the vault, the operation continued with the same discipline. Thousands of safe deposit boxes lined the walls. Police reconstruction later showed that the thieves worked systematically, opening boxes, selecting valuables, and filling bags without chaos or panic. By the time they left, valuables worth tens of millions of euros had been removed. The crime went undetected until a fire alarm later alerted emergency services, revealing a scene that stunned first responders and investigators alike. German police immediately sealed the area and launched a major investigation. Forensic teams analyzed drill marks, concrete debris, and surveillance footage from surrounding streets and parking garages. Officers described the crime as highly professional, noting that it required detailed knowledge of the building's structure, security procedures, and holiday routines. It was this level of coordination and precision that led investigators and media to describe the operation as Ocean's 11 style, not because it was glamorous, but because it resembled a scripted heist built on planning, teamwork, and timing rather than force. For the victims, the experience was devastating. Many had not stored luxury items, but life savings and irreplaceable family heirlooms. Police interviews revealed stories of retirement plans erased and memories lost forever. Officers later said that these conversations were among the most difficult aspects of the investigation. Money could sometimes be insured. Sentimental value could not. What made the moment even more unsettling was the contrast unfolding beyond the crime scene. While investigators worked through the night in Gelsenkirchen, sealing evidence and tracing escape routes, the people responsible were likely celebrating elsewhere. Stolen money counted, plans discussed, futures rewritten. At the very same time, ordinary people across Europe were celebrating far smaller victories. A holiday meal, a paycheck earned honestly. A family gathering held together despite rising costs and uncertainty. Two celebrations happening simultaneously revealed a stark divide between success built on theft and success built on trust.
Last night, they are not giving us any information.
Emergency services discovered the break-in on Monday morning after the fire alarm went off. Firefighters and police officers searched the bank for a possible fire, but instead of flames, they found a hole in the basement wall and a ransacked vault containing cash, gold and jewelry worth tens of millions of euros.
If someone had a safety deposit box, there's a high probability that it was broken in.
Now, in 2026, the consequences of 2025 are still shaping policy and security across Europe. Museums are reassessing surveillance blind spots. Banks are redesigning vault access and monitoring systems. Police are receiving training that focuses not only on technology, but on behavioral analysis and insider risk. Yet authorities openly acknowledge that criminals are evolving too. Future heists may rely less on drills and more on data, digital access, and artificial intelligence. The lesson of 2025 is not that security is useless, but that it cannot rely on assumption. Every system reflects human decisions, and every decision creates vulnerability. The heists of that year were not just crimes. They were warnings. Warnings that silence can be more dangerous than noise, and intelligence more powerful than force. At Epicora, we tell these stories to look beyond headlines and expose the patterns shaping our world. If you found this investigation valuable, take a moment to like the video and subscribe to Epicora. It helps us continue producing long-form documentaries that ask difficult questions and follow the story all the way to the end. Because the next major event may not announce itself loudly. It may already be unfolding quietly right now.